26456ON. The fine for that is $100. You can't go to jail for that offense. But it is a ticket, like a speeding ticket. So how do you plead to the allegation that on March 4th of 2026,
responsible?
You feel responsible? What did you take?
I took $2.19 in donuts. There are two of them on the clearance section, and my dog ate them.
I'm going to reduce the fine. 2654560M. Good morning. Today is the 28th of May. Got kind of an odd morning. I set up in a small courtroom this morning. Again, this was one of the days that was blanked out on my calendar because of alleged jury trial in Three Rivers. So we put some things in here. I do have a probation violation hearing at 9:30 that we'll address. Then I have a probation violation bench warrant arraignment here this morning. Mr. Stickley's been kind enough to join us here live in the courtroom from the public defender office. The morning was a bit herky-jerky. We had a lot of people in here. Judge Pattison needed the big room. Then they finished. I set up in the other room and then came in here. I think that defendant is in the waiting room from the jail, so we'll get right to it. Today's first line. If you don't know who Rachel Price is, you might want to find out. I feel like some of this described in my own life. Nobody knows what I'm doing here, and I ain't got a clue. Hanging around with these other fools when I should be with you. Our shared little moment. If you don't know that song, I think you'll enjoy it. All right, let's get to work. Thank you all for saying good morning. We will do this short hearing and then we'll be back at 9:30. I'm going to be in 1 second. Will you call Dan and ask him to join us? Dan Frazine, ask him to join in. I emailed him, but he didn't answer. All right, we got the Rolling Rockers again here today. Home of Arnold Palmer. Probably somebody else. We have also filled up today with several meetings, which are among my favorite, not things to do, but we have several meetings scheduled this afternoon. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's been a minute. I haven't seen you in some time, but I'm still Judge Middleton and I'm still here. Are you still Jayla Marie Stallard?
No, sir. I'm Jayla Marie Wilson.
All right. I'm here at the new old courtroom in Centerville. Also here with me is the Chief Public Defender. His name is Mr. Keith Stickley. And he is here, and I asked him to join us this morning. The original attorney, Rhonda Ives, was not available, and so I asked the public defender to be here. You've been off the grid for some time.
Yes, sir.
You had several charges that started as felonies and were reduced to misdemeanors. Give me a minute. I'm sorry, I didn't have this all the way turned on. And you were placed on a probation, and your probation officer was Daniel Frazine. I ordered 90 days jail, credit a couple, and I deferred 83 of the days and put you on a probation. Then
Yes, sir.
we lost you, and then we learned you were in jail in Indiana. Let me get this file up here. You also have some unpaid tickets and other stuff here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sorry, I was logged in in another courtroom. I had to come back in here, so I'm not completely up to speed where I would normally be. I usually come in about 7:30 to turn everything on.
You're just old. I would have been at work right now.
Well, let's find out what the deal is. Of course, it would be too much. Oh, there it is. Very good. All right, well, let's back up to the beginning. Daniel, are you with us now?
Yes, I am, Judge.
Also here is your probation officer, Daniel Frazine. You were originally charged on a felony complaint alleging that you did a larceny in a building at the American Legion and did an embezzlement of less than $200. You were also charged as a habitual offender. It seems there was another case, but this is the one that ended up being placed on probation on. So the matter was reduced to a misdemeanor and you pled to a misdemeanor charge. Let me find the original judgment.
Judge,
Yes?
I was told this was Ashton Kuhn.
No, he's at 9:30. This is
That-
Jayla.
Who's this?
This is Jayla Stallard.
Oh, okay.
All right. You were placed on probation on a misdemeanor charge. You were ordered to pay restitution, and I deferred a large portion of your jail sentence. Trying to still find the original judgment. There it is. 12-month probation, 91 days jail, credit 1, leaving 90 days to serve. And of the 90 days, I deferred 83. So you did 7 days and you got released, and then you were placed on probation. Daniel Frazine was your supervising probation officer. He filed a probation violation petition alleging that you disappeared, and you disappeared quickly. You were put on probation on July 10th of 2025 for 12 months. By August 28th, Dan had already filed the petition. You failed to report, failed to pay fines and costs, failed to abstain from alcohol or drugs or test, failed to participate in treatment. Basically, you just went off the radar. So we set a probation violation hearing for October 15th of last year, 2025. At 9:30 and you didn't show up. So you should have bench warrant for your arrest. I later learned that you were in custody in Indiana on several different charges. So let's find out where we are right now. How did you come to get arrested, or how did you come to end up in the jail in Centerville?
I actually was on my way home from closing at my job, and my ex-best friend had 2 days prior busted out all the windows out of my car that I had just bought 2 weeks ago. A
Well,
2010
all right,
Ford
so
Expedition.
where did you get arrested?
In Sturgis.
In Sturgis, all right.
Yes, sir, because I'm working in LaGrange, and I also am working at Superior Auto in Sturgis.
All right, where do you work in LaGrange?
I work at Sizzle Family Dining.
And where do you work in Sturgis?
Superior Auto. I actually just acquired this job. My final interview, I had 3 at Superior Auto, was yesterday, as a matter of fact.
I thought we had a hold on you in Indiana. In point of fact, this warrant has been open for a year or since last October. You were in jail in Indiana counties and you probably never should have been released from jail in the first place because we had a hold. So what happened?
I inquired about that back when I got released from Indiana, and they told me, I was like, oh, well, okay, that wasn't, I guess, what I was under the assumption. And I was,
Where were you in jail in Indiana?
it's called Rush County. It's Rushville, Indiana. It's like 3.5 hours east of Indianapolis. Because I actually graduated high school when I was down there, and I just had graduation last week that I went to.
So have you completed all your obligations in Indiana?
Yes, sir, I have. Like I said, I actually just I was baptized, and I also graduated high school when I was down there, and I got a customer service and sales certificate, and they actually did a graduation ceremony for us last week. So I went to that.
When were you released from Indiana?
That was back in right before Christmas. I was out like 3 days before Christmas, I do believe.
All right. Well, you're on probation here and you've done a spectacularly bad job at your probation. You didn't
Yes,
do
sir.
anything you were supposed to do.
Correct.
These were felonies that were reduced to a misdemeanor and they were bad. You stole the money from the American Legion. You lied about it. You're on video. We went through a bunch of rigmarole. Finally, you admitted everything and I put you on this probation. You were supposed to pay restitution. You were supposed to do some other things and you just disappeared. I've got 83 days of jail hung over your head. Daniel's recommendation is we just cancel your probation and impose the deferred days. I don't think the American Legion's ever going to recover any money from you. You are entitled to have a hearing on this. This is called a probation violation arraignment. The allegation is that you violated your probation last summer by failing to report, failing to pay restitution, failing to go to treatment, and failing to test. Basically, you just went elsewhere and got in trouble somewhere else.
Right.
So those are allegations. You have a right to have a hearing on those allegations where it must be established beyond a preponderance that you did violate the terms of your probation. You'd have a right to have a hearing at that in front of the court. There's no jury, but you are entitled to have an attorney. We would either get your original attorney, Rhonda Ives, or get another a court-appointed attorney to represent you at that hearing. My advice, and probably Mr. Stickley's as well from the public defender office, is at this point, you plead not guilty to this probation violation allegation we get either your original attorney or other attorney and have a hearing. I'm not very happy about this. I went out of it was reduced from a felony to a misdemeanor. We went through a bunch of rigmarole. Finally, you admitted everything. I deferred a large portion of your jail and you split.
Absolutely.
So,
I would recommend, because of that amount of jail time over her head, that I'll just put it on the record that she enter a plea of not guilty and schedule a hearing within 14 days. I'm not sure if Ms. Ives, because of her current situation, would be back in time for that, but if not, we would appoint somebody.
yes. All right. The other thing is you knew there was an open warrant for you. You knew it anyway, and you knew it when they released you from Indiana, and it's now June almost, and you got out in December. All you had to do is call Dan, your probation agent, and we could have got the thing started. So your bond is canceled. What town do you actually live in?
I live in Stout Estates in Sturgis.
By yourself or with somebody?
I actually live with my in-laws. My uncle, who is the pastor of the Sturgis Missionary Church.
And that's when somewhere between when I saw you and now, you married someone named Wilson?
Yes, sir. Well,
When did you
actually,
get-
no, sir. I was married, but I hadn't changed my last name.
All right, so when I was dealing with you last year, it was Stollard. And
Yes.
so at what point did you go to Wilson?
Well, I was having lots of issues with W4 forms and all that, so I had changed back to Wilson March, I want to say.
All right, is
It was
Wilson
when I
your,
got when I
is
was
Wilson
when I
your
got
married
into this
name or
apartment.
your maiden name?
My married name.
And as you were trying to tell me a long story, but basically you came in contact with the Sturgis police. They found there was a warrant for your arrest and arrested you last night.
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right, plea of not guilty. Appoint an attorney. Set probation violation hearing within 14 days. It'll probably be next week. We got to coordinate the schedule and the availability of the attorneys to do this. Ms. Stollard, the bad news is you're sitting in jail. The good news is this wasn't going to go away and we had to deal with it. You've got $792 worth of other unpaid fines and costs, retail fraud, no proof of insurance, driving without due care and caution, and speeding. But that's probably just going to go away. Most of those are civil infractions. But those are all from 2024. Anyway, I don't know what else is going on with you to get up to speed. As I said, I don't think the American Legion's ever going to get any restitution from you, but at least we
That's
can
what I was
close out
working
this. No, you weren't.
Yes, sir. I've changed a lot. I've been going to meetings. I've been doing a lot, and that's why I got the second job, so I can get paid to start paying this off.
All right, well, we'll discuss that further. All right, Ms. Stallard, I'll see you within the next probably 7 to 10 days.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Dan, blast from the past. I sent you an email, but you probably hadn't seen it, which is why I asked Laura to call you. She got summarily picked up last night. I didn't even realize that she was out of custody. As you know, she had several warrants in Indiana.
Yeah, she
And-
has 7 charges and 4 of those were felonies, and I had spoken to them over there, so they were well aware of it. And it doesn't specifically say that there was a hold, but with my notes from my conversation, typically that's what we would have been a hold on them. So I don't know
Well,
how she got.
apparently they told her you got a warrant back in Michigan, so none of that was a surprise.
Yeah.
All right, why don't you just stick with me here? Tim George is here, and we're gonna deal with Ashton Kuhn.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Stickley, you possibly could offer some help here.
Sure.
Mr. Kuhn is charged with a probation violation. He is on probation on a charge of operating while impaired. He got arrested, and Mr. George represents him in that case. He got arrested for operating while intoxicated last June 17th of 2025, doing burnouts in the old parking lot of the old Three Rivers Hospital.
Oh,
So that is a Three Rivers Police Department case written
Oh.
under state statute.
is that illegal?
Well, apparently, we'll find out. We haven't had a trial yet. So Mr. George can't represent him on his new drunk driving case, because it's a Three Rivers case. He has Mr. Gibson on that case. He was set for jury trial on March 18th. And I believe the power went out or something at the court that day.
Yep.
So I don't know whether he showed up or didn't show up. Anyway, we didn't deal with that case. And it's in limbo.
Well, let's presume he did, and maybe you get it reset.
Well, I didn't issue a bench warrant, but we're gonna need to reset it.
Okay.
I asked Lauren Frank at the jail to speak with him. Tim, have you spoken with him this week? All right.
Hey, Judge,
Yes,
we also he has a civil infraction retail fraud that he needs to either sign saying guilty or not guilty, so
yes, that's also a Three Rivers ordinance case that Mr. George can't have any involvement in. But yeah, he has a retail fraud civil infraction.
Do you have any sort of a, Cobb's idea if we wrap it all up in a day or what?
Well, yeah.
he's got 9 days credit today.
The other problem, he isn't here, but his lawyer is here. The prosecutor isn't here either. He's got mental health issues.
Real bad.
And I'm not sure there to the extent that it's a competency issue. And as you know, when you make a competency referral, they stay in jail for a long, long time.
They don't have to, Judge.
I know they don't, but he's homeless. I don't know what to do with him, frankly. Anyway, so that's the background. So Mr. George has got the probation violation, which is pretty straightforward. There's a pending drinking driving charge and a pending civil infraction.
Judge, didn't we do part of the probation violation hearing already? Is this a new one?
No,
Okay. So I thought we did all of the things kind of other than,
sentencing.
right.
You may be correct.
So I think we tried to steer clear of the new stuff.
Yes, we took out the new stuff because it would have compromised the other case. So yes, we did most of it.
Are we gonna have a prosecutor today at 9:30? Were they noticed?
They were.
Okay, why don't, so.
Because all we have left is the sentence. B.
So like a PSI generator.
No, I don't think we quite got over the hump on that, Tim. I think we discussed pleading to some of the allegations, but ultimately, we just showed that he pled not guilty, I believe.
Well, he went down some rabbit trails, and my thoughts on this was he has 9 days now. He hasn't reported for like 4 months. If we could just have him admit to that, then we could get this one done with.
And just close out the probation and leave the other
Right.
case on its own merits.
I mean, hopefully he won't go down any rabbit trails, but
Well, all right.
Do you have a PV advice of rights in here, Judge?
No, I have just a standard advice of
Okay.
rights. All right, hey, Mr. Stickley, I don't know there's anything you can do. I would like to get rid of that other case. And I guess we'll see what he's like when we see him. I haven't seen him in person. His dog is at the animal control, because they didn't know what to do with him. So his dog's very important to him. But anyway, thank you for help with Miss Stallard. Laura, would you get Jayla Stallard for me so we can give that to Shayna and she can get started with her? I think Judge P may need to come back in this courtroom at some point, but this next hearing shouldn't take very long.
Circuit is asking for me. Do you need me?
Go ahead, you're good, thank you.
You sure? We're good?
Yeah, I appreciate your
Yeah.
help so far. Mr. George can represent his interest, and Dan has a proposal to resolve this. Yeah, you never even got very far with Jayla Stallard. I don't know that you even dealt with her at all. She went AWOL within a month of when it was set, so I don't know if you even had
I
any sort
think
of
I might have done
relationship.
an intake with her, if I remember correctly, and I spoke to her, and that was it.
All right, world's most boringest live stream. How are you liking your new office?
Oh, I love this. I wouldn't mind staying here.
Well, you'll be here for a while, so good. How's the elevator work over
It depends on how my knee feels.
there? Yeah, that building was not handicap accessible, but
No,
it's good for you to have
It's
to
very
walk up some
interesting.
steps.
It's kind of like a maze over here.
Yes,
Right, when did they stop using it as a jail?
the new jail was built in 1962.
Oh, okay. Matt and I were talking about that. I said, I'll bet you this was like probably around in the 40s and 50s. And
Well, it probably goes back to the turn of the century. But the part you're living in, I believe, was the sheriff's living quarters. At that time, the sheriff lived there, and
oh,
they made the meals for the inmates in the holding cells. And then I don't know, that back part was added, and that's before my time. But I do know, you know, the new jail, the old jail, it's been rebuilt a couple times. That location was opened, I believe, in 1962. So that building, it's kind of been something that they didn't know what to do with for years. They had the cooperative extension office in there for years, and they used most of the building, and they had the Department of Corrections in the back. And that worked that way for a number of years. There are a number of prosecutor files stored in the basement. It's real dirty and cobwebby and everything down there, and the only reason they're still there is because nobody's gone to the effort to throw them away. And every once in a while, like when they did a series about some old homicides, the only person that knows where those files are, what they are, is me. So we got in there and dug some old things out. Anyway, that building is very solidly built, but it's got its deficiencies.
yeah, it kind of looks like a very eclectic
My suggestion was
architecture.
that they knock that building down and put the annex courthouse there, the one that's in Three Rivers. My suggestion was to put it where you are
Oh,
and
that
take
makes
that building down. But they didn't want to, it would put everybody here in Centerville, it would all share parking lots, security would all be in one place. But that plan didn't get much traction. In fact, didn't get any traction, so you guys are there now.
Yeah, it's I can see where it'd be hard to utilize for a lot of things just because of the way everything's designed in here and shaped in the hallways.
Yes. And there's zero handicap accessibility. There's a ramp in the back.
I think that comes in the kitchen. That comes in the or in the what they use as a kitchen now, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, they can access the kitchen.
So I was hopeful maybe Tim might have gone to the jail and seen Mr. Cohen. Apparently there wasn't time for that.
Yeah, I'm hoping he's a little bit better than last time I saw him.
Would have really liked to have resolved that pending case. But Tim can't have any involvement in it. And I need to reset it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem likely from the way he was talking last time that it'll be able to be resolved without a jury trial.
Yes, we'll see.
I've reviewed Dan's proposal with him. He's gonna admit to that. At least
He
takes
actually
care of
has 2 more days at the front end, so the total would be 11 days.
He's in pretty good shape today.
Good.
I'm gonna set that other case for a jury trial to give him a notice here today.
Can I approach?
Yes, thank you.
I know Tim can't have anything to do with the case, but can you ask him if he wants to sign or plead to that civil infraction, see if we can wrap that up?
I could. Laura, would you bring me Mr. Kuhn's civil infraction retail fraud charge?
Maybe it's one less thing we can have to worry about.
Sit right here.
Good morning, Mr. Kuhn. I haven't seen you face to face in a bit here.
Good morning.
All right. Oh,
So it's just gonna be this.
I must be in it in my office.
4 months.
Um,
Then they're gonna just.
Oh, that might have been me. That might have been me.
all right, I'll get in it before we're done with this.
I just backed out.
Oh, it was Daniel that was in it.
I had shrunk the screen. I forgot I was in it still.
All right, this is file number 241568 SD, People versus Ashton James Kuhn. That's you, sir?
Yes, sir.
You're here with your lawyer, Mr. Tim George. You were put on probation on a charge of impaired driving last October 28th of 2024. Your probation officer, Daniel, filed a PV petition alleging that you failed to pay fines and costs, failed to abstain from the use of drugs or alcohol or test, failed to participate in treatment. Basically, you just sort of fell off the map. There's also an allegation that you got a new criminal charge, the new drunk driving case, which is in file 251994. That's count 1 of the petition, but we've set that count aside. So this probation violation would allege that you failed to pay your fines, failed to participate in treatment, and failed to test. Basically, you just were homeless and went off the grid. You have been in jail now after I put a no bond condition on you for 9 additional days. You have 2 days that you served at the front end on this charge. Mr. Frazine, the recommendation is we simply cancel your probation, we give you credit for time served, and I would order the minimum allowable fine, which is $125. Did Mr. George explain that to you?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, now I told you when we talked the last time, this is a probation violation allegation. The allegation is that you violated your probation. Oh, you did have a probation violation arraignment. And you have a right to have a hearing on that. And I told you that, and we got Mr. George here to assist you with the hearing. At the hearing, they would have to establish beyond a preponderance that you are responsible or guilty of the alleged violations. If you enter a plea, you will give up your right to have a contested hearing and your lawyer's assistance at the hearing, although we'll be here for sentencing. So did you sign this morning this advice of rights,
Yeah.
waiving it on that probation violation allegations? So do you acknowledge that you failed to test, failed to report, and failed to pay fines and costs?
May you allow,
Your Honor, and just, Mr. Frazen had indicated that if Mr. Coombe were to admit to not reporting for 4 months, that he would not proceed with the other articles of the probation violation petition.
All right.
So
well,
I only
let's-
went over the failing to report
All
part
right,
of it
so do
with
you
him.
acknowledge that you failed to report for 4 months?
yes.
And you, at that point, were living in your car?
Actually, I was living, yeah.
And you told me at your last arraignment how you got picked up 9 days ago. Was that, how did you get picked up and when they put you back in jail 10 days ago?
Well, I'm very close with the TRPD,
Mhm.
and I wasn't paying attention to the date. Me and my dog were sitting at the library. We're sitting at the front in the library.
All right. The probation has not gone well. You got a ticket for a retail fraud charge on March 4th. They should have arrested you then. There was an open warrant for you on March 4th, but whoever wrote you the ticket, Matt Kilburn, either didn't realize it or didn't want to deal with it. I would have seen you in March. Now, you also have this other drinking driving charge, which allegedly occurred at the Three Rivers Hospital parking lot, June 17th of 2025. Your lawyer in that case is Mr. Paul Gibson. We had the matter set for jury trial on March 18th, and I don't know whether you showed up or not. The power went out at the court that day, and we were unable to do anything. I came in that day and called some lawyers on my cell phone to call them off, but we weren't able to do the trial on March 18th. So I'm going to reset that matter for jury trial. I was hopeful we could resolve the probation violation and your new drunk driving case all together, but at this point, it doesn't appear we're able to do that. I will follow Daniel's recommendation. Other than that, Mr. Kuhn, did anyone promise you anything to get you to admit to this probation violation?
Negative.
Or threaten you to try to get you to admit to it? And you've acknowledged that you failed to report for at least 4 months. It was actually longer than that, but at the time of the petition. He had 2 days up front and a 9 days since. And I'm not sure that 9 is accurate. He got picked up on, there might be a 10th day.
I believe it was the 20th, Your Honor.
Warrant returned 5/20. All right, today's the 28th. I'll call it 9 days plus 2 is 11 days. Credit 11 days. 0 days to serve. The fine is the minimum of $125. I can't order less than that. The probation is revoked. I'm going to set a jury trial in your other case. Two five one nine nine four for June 24th, 2026. Mr. Gibson is already scheduled on that date. Laura, I'd like to have the clerks do a formal notice for jury trial live, June 24th, 2026, so I can give it to Mr. Kuhn here in the courtroom so he'll make sure he knows the date. When you get out of jail, Mr. Kuhn, I want you to call Mr. Gibson and discuss this case with him. You have a right to have a trial.
This just took a hard turn from a routine probation hearing into something way more human. The judge isn't just talking about fines anymore. He's trying to figure out whether this 22-year-old is about to walk out of jail straight into homelessness again. And honestly, how often do you hear a judge openly admit, "I'm concerned about you freezing to death"? That's heavy.
But there was an offer to reduce it to an OUIL first and dismiss the open intox. We'll see where that goes. So in this case, plea to the PV, probation canceled. So at this point, Mr. Kuhn, you're off probation, but you're still on bond on the other case. You owe $125 or 2 additional days in jail. If somebody will post $125, you can get out. If they won't, now, I made a referral to the jail mental health liaison, Lauren Frank, and asked her to speak to you at the jail. I'm concerned about what's going to happen once I let you out of jail. You're just going to be homeless again. I know your dog's important to you. The dog's being held at animal control and they'll release the dog to you. What's your plan for when you get out? Have you got someplace to go?
Yeah, family's home.
All right, I know your parents live out on Hutchinson Road. Would they let you come back there?
Yeah, they do.
All right.
Like my dad goes through.
Well, your dad's been here with you most of the time, but they're very frustrated. Are you on any medication or anything right now?
No, that day when my dad came in, we just got into an argument and he just got off of a meth relapse. And usually up the relapses, I'm the one that he throws the relapses on. So that was that circumstance.
Well, all right. You seem as good today as I've seen you in some time. Maybe 9 days in jail helped you get your head on straight.
A little bit, yeah.
I'd like to resolve the other case, but we're not done. Now, we have another thing we have to address here for a moment. You got a ticket for retail fraud. As long as you're here, let's talk about that.
You want to know what it was?
What?
Nothing big or major. It was two donuts, $2
So that's.
My dogs are hungry.
Let's talk about this. This ticket is a civil infraction. It's not a misdemeanor. It's from back in March. The ticket alleges that you were at the Walmart store on March 4th at 12:30 at night and took something. They charge it as a civil infraction under Three Rivers Ordinance, which is file number 2.
You deserve better. That line right there changes the entire tone of the courtroom. Legally, the judge could have stayed strictly focused on probation violations and unpaid fines. Instead, he's confronting the bigger issue: mental health, instability, and survival. Do you think this is compassion, or is the system still failing him even after all this concern?
26456ON. The fine for that is $100. You can't go to jail for that offense. But it is a ticket, like a speeding ticket. So how do you plead to the allegation that on March 4th of 2026,
Responsible.
you feel responsible? What did you take?
I took $2.19 in donuts. There are two of them on the clearance section, and my dog ate them.
I'm
I
gonna
was really
reduce the
hungry.
fine. 2654560M.
Oh, Ricky. Frozen.
Did anyone threaten you to get you to admit to that civil infraction
No, I admit to that. I take full responsibility.
or
I take
promise
full
you anything?
responsibility. Yeah.
Fine and cost is $25. Due July 31, 26. So that takes care of the civil infraction. And you're barred from Myers for 1 year. I mean Walmart. So that is one less thing to have to deal with. Now, I'm concerned about just dumping you out on the street. I know your family's very concerned about you, and your mental health status. I have made a referral to the jail mental health staff. Are you willing to talk to them?
Yeah.
All right. You're gonna get out, but if you don't have $125, you gotta do 2 more days. I'm concerned that when you're done, you're just gonna be standing on the front steps of the jail. You'll be able to go over and get your dog, and then there you'll be. I can give you a bus pass to get somewhere, but I don't think they'll let your dog on the bus. I think your parents think that there should be some hospitalization or something, but I can't just wave my wand and make it happen. So I'm concerned about you, Mr. Kuhn. It's warm out. You're not gonna freeze to death. I was worried about you freezing to death last winter, frankly. And I don't know whether you're welcome at your parents' home or not. I'm gonna have Lauren see perhaps if she can find a placement for you, Keystone or somewhere for you to go. But you can't go through life as how old are you now?
I'm 22.
You deserve better. You can't go through life as a homeless guy living with your dog with no job and no prospects. We gotta figure out something. Now, you had a girlfriend, but you and she broke up.
Yeah.
So you got your dog, otherwise you're kind of alone in the world. All right, let's repeat. The civil infraction, retail fraud is a admission, and I made a $25 fine due July 31st. Your new drunk driving case, the new one from last June, is set for July 24th at 8:30. We're going to give you a notice. Your probation is revoked. I gave you 11 days jail credit, 11 days, and the minimal allowable fine. You've got a bunch of other unpaid fines, so I'm just gonna hold on for 2 more days, which will give time for pivot.
And this might be the most heartbreaking image in the entire hearing: a homeless defendant leaving court with nothing but a bus pass and a dog waiting at animal control. No dramatic ending, no miracle solution, just uncertainty. But at the same time, the judge is clearly trying to keep him from completely slipping through the cracks. That's the part of the justice system people almost never get to see on camera.
Jail liaison to meet with you and see if we can have a plan for your release. Before he goes, I want him to get a formal notice for that 24th date.
Your
All right,
Honor,
Mr. Kuhn, do you have any questions?
was the trial date for June 24th or July 24th? I had
June
it.
24th.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Thank
I
you.
may have said July 24th. It's June 24th.
Thank you.
Now, I don't know whether you showed up here on March 18th. But if you don't show up, there'll be a bench warrant. But what I want you to do, Ashton, is I want you to call Mr. Gibson when you get out of jail and discuss this case with him. Because I have the camera locked. That's important. So, do you have any questions for me?
About the bus pass.
Well, yeah, you need a bus pass?
Yes, sir. I believe the St. Joseph bus guy, he's really cool. He let
Well,
me drive it
the
out.
bus guys are cool, and here's.
Yeah, he was really cool.
Put this in your property. But here's a bus pass to get you somewhere. I don't know about your dog.
I'll pay.
All right, you're good to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.